Hey guys, welcome to the Broad Planning channel. And today, just want to talk about financial advice. I want to talk about, there's a lot of resources out there, informal or formal, professionals or non-professionals, experienced, non-experienced, you name it, of different types of people giving out advice, whether it's conventional savings and investments, making money, business, entrepreneurship, forex, cryptocurrencies, all the lots. This, what I'm about to say, touches on all of that. And I say this because I'm busy with the series. Sorry for not being consistent with the uploads. I'm trying my best, but I have to make money somewhere else. Okay, I'm an accountant. Before doing all my YouTube stuff, I have clients that I need to meet their, items and everything that they have designated me to do for them. So yeah, I want to talk about that. Let's talk about financial advice. So before I get into it, guys, please remember the advice that I give is not advice specifically dedicated towards your specific situation or problem. This is advice given on the basis of education to create awareness. So in other words, whatever that you decide to do with it, you take full responsibility. I'm just a resource that's helping you to be aware of certain concepts on a financial context. So with that being said, remember to also subscribe. You'll see also we have a membership. I've set up memberships, so please guys, it's really nothing, but this will help me because there's a lot of things that I'm trying to do, but I think the best thing will be also for me to recruit some people that in addition will help to have the channel produce more regular uploads, because I do have uploads, but some of them just don't make it for some reason or another, but it is what it is. So guys, please subscribe, that's for free, and if you can, please join and contribute monthly to the channel. It will be greatly appreciated. So yeah guys, let's get to it. So financial advice, guys. So when it comes to financial advice, I say this because I used to be a financial advisor working for Liberty and Sanlam. And I did this because while I was studying towards becoming an accountant, I realized that doing the jobs that my accounting degree were going to lead me to be doing, like being an accountant, being an auditor, and so forth, I was not happy about where that trajectory was leading me to, because you become a professional for business, for corporate, and what about your immediate community? What about people learning of financial concepts that help them to be financially free, to be able to be economically strengthened within their immediate community. And with that little idea, I realized how impactful it is, because if I study to help the common man, they use their financing capabilities to a beneficiary manner of the immediate community. That community grows, and as it grows, it helps other people within that community to stretch out to other communities, and therefore we grow again, and eventually leads to corporate level. So I thought of myself as a vessel that needs to contribute from a low level going up. And when you're working for, the major audit firms, you're not doing that. You're literally maintaining the status quo. And that's, for me, one of the things that led me to going into financial advisory. Now, there's a problem within the financial advisory space. What problem is there? It's a problem of financial participation. People don't have money, and therefore, because they don't have money, it puts them in a situation to not exercise certain activities that lead or that come with conventional financial advice. Now, going back to the topic of this video, I say all that I said before to say this. Financial advice, and I'm saying this after years of advising many different types of people that have, significantly less, and people that have significantly more. And from advising to managing wealth, managing businesses. So I believe I have a 360 view of what good advice is and how good advice helps people. Because remember, you can get good advice, but because you're financially incapable of following that advice, of actually working with that advice to achieve whatever financial goals, that's a very important thing to consider. And as you consider that, financial advice, guys, it's a simple concept. It's supposed to be simple because it's supposed to be relevant to you. Gone are the days whereby you can just take a simple principle or advice where they say take 25% of your salary and dedicate that to savings and investments. And within savings and investments, you have at least 3 types of investments. You have your retirement, which is your long-term investment. You have your normal savings account, which should be anything from 1 year upwards. So that'll be your medium-term savings. Things like you would use this one to save towards buying a house, towards buying a car. So those will be like investment goals that you have, 1 year to 5 year. And then you have an emergency fund. An emergency fund is where you put money on the side for just those surprises of life. So those would be your 3 main things that you would be saving towards out of your 25% of your salary or whatever income that you get. Now, that's a lot. That's a lot because people don't have that money. The disposable income of many people right now is non-existent. And for the mere fact you have almost zero disposable income. Disposable income means the income that you have after paying all of your needs, after paying for all of your wants, and you're left with money that can actually, go up until the next time you get money. So in other words, if you get a salary on the first of any particular month, you pay everything, and that money that you have left is still there when your next payment date. So that will be disposable income, meaning income that you don't actually get to use. Now, having disposable income nowadays is a privilege. Back in the day when I was studying, disposable income was just there. But now, for you to have disposable income, you need to have a lot of money. The cost of living is high, and that's what eats disposable income. People don't have disposable income. So when you're going for financial advice, what exactly are you going for? Now, if you haven't realized yet, once again, when you talk about financial advice, I'm talking about how you are able to participate. And if you don't have the disposable income to participate, because remember, when you get financial advice, you're supposed to be advised on 6 aspects. Number 1, it's basically, it's 3 items that translate into about 6 things, but let's keep it simple. Let's keep it at 3, right? It's insurance. Within insurance, you have short-term insurance, long-term insurance. Short-term insurance is insurance for houses, your car, your possessions, or household contents. That's short-term insurance. And then the other type of insurance, the long-term insurance, is life covers, dread disease cover, income protection, those likes, right? Things that involve your ability to earn a living or your ability to sustain some type of living, either for yourself or your immediate family. So that's insurance and what it comes with. Then you have retirement. As I said earlier, it's long term. You have to have retirement savings in order for you to be able to have an income when you are unable to produce an income. In other words, when you're unable to work and you're living out the rest of your lives in retirement. So that is the second aspect. And the third aspect is investment and savings. And once again, medium term, long term, and short term. Okay, I mix it up. Short, medium, and long term. So all of those, when you go for advice, and that's the basic element. It can get more complicated than that, but to allow things to be simplified and without taking too much into consideration, help yourselves by realizing that, guys, to participate financially, it's a very difficult thing. And once again, advice is simply about what you have. When you get advice, don't do things that somebody next door has done, somebody next door is doing. Do things that apply to you. Excuse me. Do things that apply to you. Talk to your advisor and make sure they are making you happy. And making happy is relative. I'm not saying that you must get some sort of advice that's going to give you dreams or sell you dreams. You must get advice that, number one, when you're looking for advice, and that's very important, look for advice. Don't be advised for something that you are being, or someone that's coming to you and telling you what you need. No, you must need it, the first and foremost. And the reason being is, if you want it, then you are going to have an interest to find out what you're looking for. You're going to make sure you understand what you're looking for, and whoever's going to advise you, you're going to be looking for the right things, and you're going to understand or realize where you're actually being advised versus other things that you could have figured out by yourself. So make sure you want it, and once you've wanted, do your own research and then look for that advice. Why I say this is because that's how you make sure things are for you. Once again, there are people that can live without insurance because the little that they have goes towards what their situation. But the little they have goes towards their situation. Therefore, meaning that what they have does not necessarily need insurance. It just needs them to have enough money to sustain themselves. Now, that is a problem that exists in low income situations, whereby you buy what you need based on the money that you get. Now, things become tricky when you arrive at middle class, because when you're in middle class, you end up buying things with the money that you're able to make, but because now you have access to credit, you end up stretching yourself and buying things that now you have to insure, because if you don't insure them, you're going to be in a situation where now you have to pay for those things without having them, and therefore that's a financial risk. So now you need insurance. And you see how such a small thing, yes, everybody says get insurance, but you understand how something so significantly, that difference between having credit and not having credit, what situation it puts you in. And this is why, for many reasons, for many people, credit is bad, because people are using credit for the wrong reasons. They're using credit not to increase their capacity to generate income, but they're using credit to sustain their lives. That is completely wrong. Do not use credit to sustain your life. You use credit to generate your income capacity, or to increase your income generation capacity. That's what you use credit for, not for buying groceries or that is completely wrong. You do not live off credit. You make money through credit. Now, going back to financial advice as I close off, the main thing that I want you guys to take away from this video is financial advice must be relevant to you. You're more than welcome to post a comment down below of suggesting what topics that you would like me to advise you upon, or maybe we could have a session that we could record, and if you don't mind, you guys can actually, I'll put my email. I think this week you can email me, and then we can set up a session whereby I give advice in order to show you guys at the end of the day how proper advice is supposed to be given, how you should be advised, and at the end of the day, how relevant advice is the best advice for you. And once again, you have to seek it. So if you're gonna ask me something, don't ask me something that you completely have no idea about, because at the end of the day, we live in the information age. If you come to somebody that has knowledge and you do not dig deep within their knowledge, reserve, it's an injustice to you. That's why I create these videos, to create awareness so that it can help you guys to dig deep and look for what you need to look for in order to help you become financially sound in terms of your economic activities. Now, as I close off, once again, advice must be relevant to you. We have regulatory bodies and institutions that are watching out for our financial interest in terms of FICA or the FCSA, something like that, the financial regulator, helping people or helping the public to to identify the difference between a scam or a legitimate financial solution or financial service. These institutions can only do so much. You can go to a bank that is favorable in terms of its status, in terms of its trust ratings, in terms of whatever thing that you think that you're super safe and you can do anything with them, and you'll still be disappointed, or you still get the wrong advice. Because at the end of the day, you're dealing with people, or let me rather say, you're dealing with third parties, and you yourself, if you do not know what you're looking for, you're on the road of receiving bad advice. So once again, that's why when it comes to wealthy people, they focus on particular things. And when you focus on something, the main thing there is you make sure you know everything there is to know about that particular thing. And that's how you're able to attract more and get yourself in a position that helps you to achieve the goals that you're looking to achieve. So once again, guys, the truth about financial advice is you need to be aware. Make that research. Anyone that you approach after making the research should not feel as if you are challenging them. And also, even if they are, that will be a red flag. If you have researched enough to the point that the person that you're consulting for and financial advice is unable to give you advice simply because you know too much, that's a red flag. Get away from that situation. True financial advisors, no matter how much a client knows, their experience and their depth of knowledge will always help them to find the right and innovative financial solution for you, so long as they're there to do their job, not influenced by commissions, not influenced by anything else, but they're there to do their job. They'll be able to give you the right financial advice. And remember, the right financial advice is not necessarily the advice that will make you happy. That's not a characteristic of financial advice, but it's the advice that gives you a reality of the situation that you're in and helps you to become happy. Not I'm giving you advice and you become happy and excited. No. The journey of you following that advice to the best of your capability will give you the happiness that you require. Not from the beginning. Yes, it's fine to be excited. Sometimes it might be. That would probably mean that you're in a good situation and you're able to take, you're able to participate in your own financial journey because you have the funds. But in most cases, most South Africans, they're not in that position, and for them to participate is a very difficult situation. So if that applies, it applies to you. So once again, the happiness of financial freedom derived from a financial advice is the journey, because as you participate, as you are aware, that will put you in a situation to be able to be your happiest. And that's why I just wanted to make this video, guys, about financial advice, because I feel there's so much out there and people are being misled by the fact that when advice comes from a certain space, it's all said and done. But they forget that you have to seek what you're looking for, and therefore get advice on what you have found, so that you can understand where you are being advised on basic things that you could easily search for yourself, and where you're actually getting value by actually approaching a professional. Once again, guys, I really hope you learned something. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you for watching and returning to the channel. If this is your first time, please remember to subscribe. And if you already have subscribed, as I said before, remember we have our join button now. Please join and contribute to the channel, as I'll be pushing more content. Like I said, I'm working on a series to give regular financial advice every week, and yeah, I need a team. So yeah, guys, please help out the channel and keep on creating those videos that you guys need. So thanks for watching, guys. See you on the next one.